This is going to be the last video I make because I have come to what is not the end of the game according to the designers, but what is the end of the game to me, which is I can't beat the game. And that's what this game's all about. It's kind of weird, but it's almost designed like a learning experience. And you either play it right from the beginning and beat it, or you start all over. And I realized I had to start all over because every method that I was taking to play this game, that I was using to beat this game, was not working, and my goals are not possible. For example, if you in the last video you realize that the color that I planted on these trees, although they're still there, when it comes time for the cycle, the color just dissipates into the air, and that completely destroys my hopes of feeding this Olay character all the color she needs to be released. Because I thought one way of beating the game was releasing the Olay character. And then by releasing the Olay character, we are released together. That was one of my predictions. But I can't do that. And so the other way is to fight the brothers and somehow beat one of the brothers, which will then allow me to get one of his hearts, and hopefully it's the heart that allows me to break through this void and go back up to life. But I don't have enough color to defeat more than one brother, and so I would have to defeat the right brother. That's the only angle that I can have right now to beat this game potentially, is I have to just get lucky, I guess. I'm assuming I might be lucky. And then the other way would be to follow this. Well, that is defeating the brothers is what this. The other way would be to do what the brothers say and become one of them. And to do that, I had to defeat another one of those pangolins, which I can't do anymore because it's too late. And so I just realized that I cannot beat this game. And actually that's okay, because that is the inherent nature of inductively playing or inductively approaching anything. You get into the environment, you soak up everything that exists there, and then you analyze it after the fact. Now I got into the environment and I soaked it all up, and then upon analyzing I realized, oh shit, I can't do this, this, and this. And I learned from that. Trial and error. Now obviously a perfect life would be one where you learn both the trial and error inductive way and the deductive way, where you learn from other people's mistakes. But since you can't really do that in a game, I shouldn't expect to do it in that game. And it's okay. This is fun. I enjoyed learning this way. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try to find a brother that I know I can kill. Some of the brothers are ridiculously hard, so I'm not even going to try to touch them. And some of the brothers I might be able to kill. And I'm going to just kill one brother. I'm going to try to kill one brother. And if I can kill one brother and I get that heart, my God, I'll be so happy. But if after I kill one brother I don't get that heart, then basically I'm screwed. And so that's what my goal is right now. Whoa!
Somebody killed Sister Death. Now, who could that be? Do you know, guest?
Look at her.
Why start killing us?
She looks like a spider.
And don't tell us she gave her color to you of her own free will. We don't know how to give here. You gave her poisonous color, didn't you? How brutal. Any sister can ascend, but there's no need to kill the others. Yet. I will give you a very special glyph. When you show it to a sister, she'll give you something extra.
Why is she helping me when I just killed one of hers?
And don't listen to my mistress either. She's a bit Insane. Who can be called the one in this place? Everyone is equal here, and you're free to choose. By the way, your Ola has been entrusted to Montgolfier. Entrusted to be corrupted. So don't bother hurrying.
Interesting.
Vampire. This glyph is the opposite of donor. It compels a sister to give you the color she's keeping in her last heart. When the color floods the sister's chambers, she will lose strength and may close the road through her realm.
Oh. Well, I don't want to do that. I need to travel. That's a complicated glyph to draw. I'm not even going to try it. Okay, so I just realized that the sisters are slowly dying, but the one that I want to save still isn't dead. So while she's still alive, I'm going to see if I can still save her. It's this one right here.
I'm afraid you're...
See if I can... Because color is still occurring in the world. And so... that is a good sign. It's so much freaking... It's so much. Hopefully this will be enough. I don't know. Got one more. Got the tits completely revealed now. But it's still not enough for legs. I don't think I'm going to get enough color to do everything. It's way too much. She's standing up now. Whoa. But still.
Good idea. But what do we do now? I haven't seen my dear godsend for so long. She's suffering. She calls to me all the time from... She won't be able to give birth if you don't give her a soul for the new life. A soul filled with color.
That soul is mine.
All the color the sleeper has. But does this mean you have to give her your life? If so...
See, look at this next one. Look how much it's going to cost. 1,000. Damn.
Did Uta tell you how the echo of spent color accumulates in the void?
She is chilling
I will tell you
on that tree. This is goddamn beautiful. Look at how each tapestry or red carpet thing just floats into this black abyss in the middle. And how it spins across this tree. Almost like as if it's coming from the tree. This is like the blood of the tree. This level design. There is nothing like this in the world. There is absolutely nothing that is so intimately designed, that so much attention is paid towards just the aesthetic of the environment. In an artistic way. Yeah, Bethesda, whatever you say that name, you know, Fallout 3, they pay a lot of attention to the environment, but make it realistic. Which is amazing, but doesn't require the same appreciation that this does. Beautiful. How this tapestry is wrinkled up like that. Ah! Okay, everyone, watch. Listen to the sound effects. The sound effects. Listen to them. Okay. You see what happened? Okay. You saw that thing go by. It ate up that little gooey, juicy thing, right? You heard the sound effects, everything. Okay. What you're going to see is a little bit of time's going to pass. And then this exact same sound, the earth shaking, everything's going to happen again. and then you're going to see that you're going to hear the exact same sound effect, yet there's nothing here to be eaten. Obviously, the reason I think it's this way is because that sound is on a loop. And it's on a loop because this worm thing is constantly going back and forth. And so whenever that worm goes, they just use the exact same sound file. And what they should have did was have two different sound files. The first one is the one where you see right here, it occurs. Listen to it. Listen to it. Did you hear that? There was nothing there. Nothing. You shouldn't have heard that because there's nothing there for me to hear. Well, and again, like I said, they only have one sound file for this particular character that they have this worm, right? So whenever the worm comes into existence, or does this little route of going in between these hallways, it releases that sound file, kicks in too in the code. But they just chose one sound file for that object, which is why we keep hearing the same thing even though we're not seeing the same thing. Isn't that interesting? Okay, I really, really like this game. Really good sound, really good level design. I mean, look at this level. You can't digress. It's fucking awesome. Big balloon. And different themes. Like, most of these girls were kind of like these scantily clad girls, you know, but then this girl here, like, it's amazing. They didn't just stick with one theme. You know, you had all these scantily clad girls, mystical and crap, and then you see this chick here, clothed, you know, just like totally awesome. So, awesome game. It's a resource management game. I realized that it's beautiful game. Love it. I don't think I can beat it. That's what's so cool about this game too. Is you can't really, unless you know what you're doing from the very beginning, being a resource management game, it's hard to beat the game. Like, I don't think I can beat the game because I didn't manage my resources well enough to. It's hard to play from start again. And I'm gonna do that, but just I don't have time right now because of other things I want to do. And one of those things, which is why I'm saying this, because I've got to cut this gameplay short. One of those things is I want to play the game Toki Tori 2 Plus. And here's why. If you follow me, which no one has, but it doesn't matter. If you follow me, you will see that I have been talking a lot about a certain theme in games, which is in inductive game design. So game design in which, you know, the player isn't told what he's supposed to do but has to figure it out, right? And so usually it's been like puzzle games have had inductive design puzzles where the directions weren't given to you straight up, or they are given to you straight up, like this game Puzzle Agent. That's like a deductive puzzle game, but then the game Unmechanical is an inductive puzzle type of game. Mechanical, you have to discover the solution by tampering with your environment. Puzzle Agent, the directions are explicitly given to you, and you just got to deduce an answer from your boundaries, those directions. So those are two different types of games. And so I'm wondering, Toki Tori 2 Plus, the on the Steam page, it says this. So the game says Toki Tori 2 Plus is a Metroidvania style puzzle adventure, and I just barely discovered what Metroidvania actually means. It's combining both Metroid and Castlevania into a genre style, which is a side-scrolling. It's like kind of awkward in how it's not very. It's like old school, you know. It's not very accurate. You gotta like have this little nuance to how you like, you know. It was really hard in Castlevania to like hit the lights, you know, the background. You have to like time it perfectly. Like you didn't if you started hitting when you're already at your top, at your apex of a jump, you would miss it because you would hit. You'd like your chain would extend all the way after it was under the light thing, so kind of like weird genre denoting that. It says it's a Metroidvania style adventure game. There are no tutorials. There's no hand-holding, no one tells you what to do in Toki Tori 2 Plus. The fun is in exploring and overcoming the obstacles of the Blessed Forest Island on your own merit. So, it's touching on two things here. There's no hand-holding. Okay, that's like one thing that has separated modern games from old school games. Old school games are known to be much more difficult because no one holds your hands in figuring them out, while modern games seem to be much more easier because they do. And that's the same thing with this inductive-deductive type of thing. When you try to teach someone inductively, you can't really hold their hand, you can't tell them what to do. You have to basically let them go out there and explore, and when you want to teach someone deductively, you basically tell them what to do and then let them figure it out. Both parts are tapping into different parts of the mind, but the deductive part of the mind has been tapped into a lot via our modern education system, which is basically an education system, like as Ken Robinson puts out. It's an education system that's trying to just create other people, create people that fit for just serving one type of society, which is America back in the 1920s, Industrial Revolution type of society. But we're not in the Industrial Revolution anymore. We're in a different type of society, so we need a different type of education to deal with the problems here. And so right now the education we currently have is just not working. So that's why we need the inductive side, because now we're in a world where we don't know anything. And we need to figure out our answers on our own, and that's where inductive principles come into it. So there needs to be more research done on the inductive stuff so that we can understand better what's going on and how to help the education system transfer over into a new society, which isn't the Industrial Revolution. And so it's my effort to do this, and this was the first game that was truly inductive to me in that my hand was never held. I had to figure it all out on my own. And it opened my eyes to the fact that there are games that have toyed with inductive puzzling, but this game didn't explicitly tell me it was like that. I had to discover it on my own, which is also fucking awesome. But now this Toki Tori 2 Plus is a game that's kind of possibly popularizing on this concept of inductive and deductive difference by using words like, what was on there? There's no hands held here. Like, they're trying to tap into that hardcore, old school genre of people by saying, hey, this game, you'll like this game because it reminds you of those days in Nintendo when you just had to figure shit out on your own, or basically learn shit inductively. So we need to tap into that part of our brain soon if we're going to transfer into a new awesome society. And making these games, I think, is helping me figure this out. And so this Toki Tori 2 Plus is advertising itself as something that purports this, so it's clearly they're aware that it's something that's attractive or something. And so since it's so really closely connected to what I'm looking for, I'm going to go explore it and see how a game that is purposely designed to be, figure stuff out on your own without really getting your hand held, but hopefully it doesn't turn into like the Loom type of things where you have to first die to figure things out, because that's almost like a genre in itself. Or it's not. There's only a couple of games like that. Like, there's not a lot of games that require you to die a lot. Maybe this is a new genre that's occurring. You have to die first. So this Toki Tori, okay, we'll see. I'm not gonna think too much about it. That's all pulling me playing the game.